Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be making a delicious and protein-packed meal to help me recover from the gym today. I really went in with my workouts, so I need some protein in my body to help me recover. This is going to be oven roasted chicken drumsticks with a side of roasted kale because we got to get our veggies in. It requires a little prep time, and so let's get right to it. These are my drumsticks right here, and then this is my kale. So what I'm going to do first is my kale. I'm just going to wash it thoroughly, season it, then set it aside so I can get started on the chicken. To begin prepping the kale, I washed it twice, first with some water, then I used the veggie spray. I made sure to really mix it around so I can get any extra dirt out. Once I was done washing the kale, I transferred it to an oven-safe baking dish. It may look like it's a lot right now, but it's gonna shrink down to half its current size, so don't worry. One thing I do want you to focus on is removing as much of the water out as possible. The next step is seasoning the kale, and for that, everything will be listed on the screen and in the description below. Please be mindful that these measurements are for a whole bag of kale, so adjust as needed for your own recipe. All right, so my kale is ready. I put it on the side, and now I'm about to get started on my chicken. I forgot to tell you guys to preheat the oven at 420 degrees because you want that to be ready by the time you're done prepping everything. Now we're gonna move on to prepping our chicken. So let's get right to it. So I found some carrots and some celery in my fridge. So I'm gonna chop those up and add them to the bottom of the tray for the chicken because yes, I do love eating my veggies. To prep my carrots and celery, I simply washed both of them under some hot water. I am also gonna peel the carrots, but you definitely don't have to if you don't want to. My only recommendation is that you cut them to about half to 1 inch in size so they can fully cook and be as tender as possible when baking with the chicken. And since all of this will be under the chicken, I will not be seasoning them because the seasoning from the chicken will naturally add some flavor onto them while they're baking. All right guys, so I'm done with cutting my veggies. You don't have to do any of this. You don't have to add celery or carrots to your recipe. I just wanted to add them today because I wanted to get some extra veggies into my diet. But now we're about to put the chicken together along with the veggies on the tray and finish our recipe. The seasoning mixture being made is for 8 pieces of chicken drumsticks. So if you're making more or less, then adjust as you go. I also want to point out that some of these are replaceable with your own ingredients if you don't have them on hand. For instance, you can sub the adobo for your own favorite chicken seasoning and so on. Now that I'm done with the seasoning, the only thing left is putting everything together. I'm starting with dumping the chopped carrots and celery to a baking tray, then setting that aside before seasoning the chicken with the mixture I made. I know we debate this all the time, but I always clean my chicken. You can do as you please because I'm not eating at your crib. Just make sure to really rub the seasoning onto each piece so they can be as flavorful as possible. And when you're done, just transfer each piece to the top of the carrots and celery. Alright guys, my chicken is ready. Chicken's on the top rack, Kale's on the bottom rack. Alright guys, so those are gonna be baking for about 2 hours and then our food will be ready. Alright you guys, the food's ready and I forgot to record myself plating this, but this is what my plate is looking like. We got the roasted chicken right here. I'm having 2 pieces, then the veggies and more veggies, you know, have a balance. This was cooking and my mouth was watering. Like, it smells so good and I can't wait to crush because I am starving. The food is so good, you guys. I love eating my kale like this because it's crunchy, but not too much because, you know, it's like leaves, so it's not gonna be like hard to eat. Carrots are tender, celery is tender, flavorful. The juices from the chicken and the butter and the seasoning kind of melted on top of the water that's naturally in the veggies. So all of that flavor mixed together is wow. The chicken is super tender, super flavorful, like just falling apart. But I'm about to watch this 3-hour and 20-minute long movie. Hopefully it's good. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If you made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe. And you have a good night. If you make this recipe, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Don't be shy. Bye.